Hi, I'm Jasmine Watson, and my major is Computer Information Systems. Today we will be using the Sum Prod sheet, and we'll be turning pay data into weekly payroll totals and a clear stacked column chart. You'll see simple math formulas, a quick vertical sort, the sum product function, and a chart to finish. So let us start with part A. We're going to create a formula that shows us individual regular pay and individual overtime pay for each row. So what you're going to do is click on H2, regular pay equals rate times hour. So type equal and then do C times E2, or you can select cell E2 and click enter. Okay, now we got $880. Down to H25 and it'll calculate the values in each row. Click I2 and overtime pay equals overtime rate times overtime hours. So what we're gonna do is click the equal sign and type and click on D2 times F2 and click enter. Now do the same thing like we did in cell H and drag it all the way down to I25. Okay, so select A1 through F25, then go to the data tab, click sort, and then what we're gonna do for this one is under column, click week, and then it'll say from smallest to largest, which is correct, and then add a new one, click the plus, and do overtime hours, and do largest to smallest, then click OK. And then your values in H and I, click and select all information. Now we will calculate weekly payroll totals using the sum product function. The goal for this part is simple. We need to get the total regular payroll for each week using the information in columns A through F. To do this, click on J2, click equal, do sum product, and enter this function. We use B2 through B25 because that is the week column. That is where Excel checks which rows belong to each week. The $ locks the range in place so it does not shift when we copy the formula down. We use row A1 because row A1 equals 1, which matches week 1. And when we drag the formula down, Excel changes it to row A2, row A3, and so on. That makes the week update by itself without us typing anything in, which can be very helpful. Inside the sum product, the week check returns a 1 for rows that belong to the correct week and a 0 for rows that do not. The formula multiplies regular hours by regular rate, but only for the rows marked with a 1. Everything else becomes zeros, so we can get like a clean total for that week. Make sure you're typing in the proper function or you will come up on an error, and this could lead to many complications down the line. It could give you incorrect values and mess up your whole entire sheet. So we're gonna fix our error and then click enter. Now we're gonna take the fill handlebar and drag it all the way down to row 9, and this will calculate every week up to week 8. You can always double check by looking at the function and seeing if all your information adds up. Now we're gonna do pretty much the same in cell K2. We're gonna enter the sum product function, except this time we're gonna calculate the overtime payroll for each week. So enter this function. We're basically doing the same thing like we did for the regular rate in hours, just with the overtime rate in hours. Same function, just different values. Finally, we are taking both payrolls that we made in column J and K and turning them into a stacked column chart. So what you're gonna do is add a filter to column J, select the letter J to highlight the whole entire column, click the data tab, click filter, and then you should see a filter arrow come up in J1. Click on that, and then what you're gonna do is scroll all the way down to where you see blanks and uncheck blanks. You should only be seeing 8 rows available. Exit out of this, and to build the chart, what you're gonna do is select column J and K, go to insert, click on the charts, and this one is the stack column, and then boom, now we have our chart. Now click chart title and rename it payroll. Wanna know a joke? Why did the scarecrow get promoted? Because he was outstanding in his field. That is it.